Hello, in this tutorial I will be showing how to create a hole within a wheel rim and create a circular pattern along the center of that rim using the circular pattern function using that hole. So first, you need to create a hole, and before you create the hole, you need to make sure that you have created a sketch at which you would like your hole to be. I have a bolt circle created right there in order to create the hole. And after you have created that, you will press the hole function. And in the hole function, you can choose whether you would want to create a simple hole, counterbore hole, or a countersink hole. Counterbore hole has a change in diameter from a certain point within the depth of the hole, and a countersink has a change in angle, which creates a change in diameter. That creates almost a cone, a truncated cone. For this, we are going to use a counterbore hole. Then you can choose how many planes or parts you'd like your hole to go through. You can have a through, which goes through all of them, a blind, or a blind and last. Since we have one layer here, we are going to use a through or blind. Neither would create a difference, so we're going to use a through. And from there, you can use these options in order to create your preferences with the hole. You can use the hole type, the hole standard. This is the hole type. Have the size of your hole and how the fit is, whether it's normal, close, or loose. Then you can change the dimensions of your hole with the diameter, the counterbore diameter, and the counterbore depth. And next, you're going to use the features list to choose what feature you'd like to create the hole with. So the sketch point I'm going to choose is going to be vertices of the bolt circle. And the part that I'm going to choose is the wheel rim, but you will choose whatever part includes the area where you would like the hole to be made. You create the hole. After that, you create your circular pattern. For a circular pattern, you can choose part pattern, feature pattern, or face pattern. For this tutorial, we are going to use feature pattern, but with a part pattern, you will choose a part in order to create a pattern with. Here I only have the wheel rim part, and you're going to use something as your axis. I would choose this, and you will see that multiple wheels will be put around the center of axis. That's how this circular pattern works, and you can choose to either create a new one, add, remove, or find the Boolean intersect. But for this tutorial, we'll be using featured pattern. The face pattern creates a pattern of a certain face. For example, I can choose this face right here, have the center of the axis be there, and you can see that the faces were mirrored or made into a pattern to create four. But for our feature pattern, we have the feature pattern here, and we are going to choose the hole that we made to create a pattern around the edges. And for our axis, we are going to choose the middle of the wheel. And we can change the angle at which our circles are going to be patterned. We can change it to 180 degrees, and you can see that the circles are going to be put at 180 degrees. Only a pattern there. As you can see, the pattern distance became less because we're using equal spacing. But for this tutorial, we're going to want to use 360 degrees. And for our instance count, that's how many circles we want to have patterned at the end result, not including the one that we already had. We're going to want 5. And here, as you can see, they changed. And here we can change whether they're equally spaced, which you can see. They create a perfect pentagon. If they're centered around the center circle. Or we can apply distance ourselves manually. But instead, we are only going to use equal spacing. And as you can see, we created our holes. Thank you for watching this tutorial.